Hey, Poppy Chulo in the building. I like to thank my listeners for shaking me and like, get up, man. We need those stories, bro. Shout out to everybody. I've been on a little bit of hiatus. Some personal things that I choose not to talk about because what I learned at my age, you don't talk too much and let your enemy plan on you. In the past, I used to put a little too much out there as far as my personal life, and your enemy can plan it to soil your 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 plans. So you keep things quiet. A person that talks too much, you're gonna end up poor. A person that talks too much, you always going to get the short end of the stick. So I learned how to sit back and keep important things quiet until it's done, because you never know who's watching and listening and planning against you. So yeah, but I'm still here, still living life. Nothing in my life has been too much for me to handle, and every life lesson has turned out to be a blessing for me. So yeah, I know I had some videos pending, but I decided not to talk about those because I think I covered Beeve enough in previous videos. He's not that important to get a, a video on his own. He's really a nobody. And the Miss Jackson video, I might do that at a later date. I'm going to do it better. I'm going to have someone to interview, and we're going to sit down and chat. And hopefully, I can sit down and chat with Miss Jackson. So, this is why I want to put that one in a cut a little bit, hold that one because I can make it better. And I have a lot of pictures, and yeah, I'm trying to. It'll be better if I wait. So, but I decided to talk about Big Dre. I thought about him yesterday when I was cooking a meal, and he was a pivotal point in my life as a child, man. And I want to give this man his flowers. Big Dre is from the set, from up top, Virginia Avenue. Everyone that I talk about, has been for the most part in the streets. Big Dre uh, was an example of a man being a man. Big Dre was never in the streets. Big Dre all held down a job. So, like I said, he's from Virginia Avenue. Uh, he lived on a corner of Virginia Avenue. Uh, lived beside his cousin, the Big Lip twins. They were his cousins. Ice used to live across the street. His cousin Foot. Um, and who used to live on the in house? I forgot his name. Damn, right behind Rodney's trap spot. Oh man, my mind is messed up. But I was a kid hanging up there. Uh, Me, Ice, Fat Log, Hank. This is when I lived on Shore Street, and I used to hang up top. I used to see Big Dre. He come out there and throw the football with us. Yeah, Big Dre was cool. His younger brother Keith and his pops used to work on cars in the hood. Used to have a garage in the back of the house. Big Dre remind you of Cube from Friday, man. He wasn't a hood dude, but he was hood. He was in the hood, grew up in the hood. Um, he always held down a job. You know, he drove a Monte Carlo one time. I think a Cutlass. He had a Cutlass back in the day. He had a Regal first. Well, he had a few cars, but it was always a Cutlass, a Regal, something like that. He had a system in it, man. He was into the loud music, so he had the raggedy car barely running with the tinted windows and the system in the back. Sometimes he will have the wall, no back seat. He'll have a whole wall in the back. This is back in the early '90s, ladies and gentlemen, when you had the booming system, man. The system cost more than your car a lot of times. And I was a part of that era too, because my first car was a 1980 Monte Carlo, and I had an $800 car, but I had tinted windows and a system in it. So yeah, my system was damn near, I think, cost more than my car. I might have had $1,000 system in my first car, and my car wasn't but 800. But my mom started dating Big Dre. This was before she dated Fat Cliff, and I can remember back in the early '90s, 92, 91, maybe something like that. I was a kid. I remember I went away for the summer to Maryland, to my aunt Madeline's house, and I came back, and my mom was dating Big Dre, and it was the same thing 2 years later when I came back from my aunt Madeline's house, and she was dating Fat Cliff, but she was dating Big Dre, man. Big Dre was always respectful. He was a good guy. I used to see him at my grandmother's house. He used to come in, stand on the porch, talk to her. Sometimes he's sitting out on the stoop. I can remember when my grandmother um, went to my aunt Madeline's house for a weekend or something, and Big Dre stayed at the house. He was cutting wood in the back. Uh, I can remember my grandmother popped up, and they didn't know he was coming back. That she was coming back, and she caught Dre in the house, and Dre just left, man. Walked past the left. He didn't say anything. My grandmother didn't say anything to him either, but he was just that respectful, man. He just stepped off. But my grandmother did notice that the wood box was full, the house was warm, and he had that wood stove cranking. I mean, this was the best dude, man, my mom ever been with. One of the best dudes since I was a kid. I was too young to know when, of course, she dated my father and my sister's father. But those guys both turned out to be very successful, my father and my sister's father. So my mom fumbled the bag. But Big Dre was a good dude, man. Uh, Never cursed my mom out. Never heard him disrespect her. Never seen him hit my mother. Uh, he would just walk away, man. He was a good dude, man. He is um, the example of what a man should be. And I can remember when this is when we first moved to Hopewell was with Big Dre. We had a little apartment down there, and when my mom moved out of my grandmother's house with Big Dre. He used to work at a factory. I can't remember which factory it was. He was a working man, and he was a younger guy than my mom. So let's say my mom was in, I guess, her late 20s then. Big Dre had to be in his early 20s. Uh, at the time, he still lived with his mom on Virginia Avenue. I can remember riding with Big Dre and that Cutlass, man. The music, man, blasting. You can't even breathe in that joint. Man, I'm talking about the bass used to hit so hard I couldn't even breathe. But at this time he had it in the trunk. He might have had two 15s in the trunk or something. Um, yeah, we moved to Hopewell. This is when I went to Patrick Copeland. This was my first encounter with white folks. when my mom moved to Hopewell back in the early 90s. Um, had white teachers, white kids in the school. And this is the first time I got some abuse from a white PE teacher, man. I kind of said something slick to him. He grabbed me by my collar, slammed me down, and was on top of me, talking crazy to me, man. So I dealt with some racism in Hopewell, man. His name was Mr. Pershing, man. I'll never forget that that cave dweller. Man, I'll never forget him, man. He was a racist dude. He looked racist. Had blonde hair, blue eyes, and a pointy nose. Like he from England or something, man. Like yeah, man, he's a stone cold racist, man. I think this is the type of dude you will think that I will bet everything that I have that he got a Klan's robe in his closet, and he'll jump in his pickup truck with his rifle in his hand and run down on some blacks, man. And I can remember later in life when my mom moved back to Hopewell, and I went to Hopewell High briefly. He was the PE teacher there. And I looked at him, man. I always used to look at him. I don't think he remembered me, but I remembered him. And I always had problems in Hopewell. Hopewell just not my vibe, man. Hopewell is, man, Hopewell stink in the morning. I mean, I think the dudes in Hopewell are lame. Hopewell is just whack, man. I can't get the vibe in Hopewell, man. Them dudes is different. You would think them dudes in from Arkansas or something, man. It's like Hopewell is a different world. But I got a chance of getting getting some diversity in my life. Of course, I started dating white girls. Uh, got my first blue job in Hopewell from a white girl, you know. But back to Big Dre. Um, we lived in Hopewell. We had an apartment down by East Carson Street. It was in a decent neighborhood too. It wasn't in the hood of Hopewell. And I can remember the apartment looked. It was on the top floor. It looked like it could be an old hotel. And it was a two-bedroom apartment. Of course, I shared a room with my sisters, April and Ronyel. Ronyel was a baby at the time, a little girl, and we never missed a meal. Uh, Sometime he would take us to school when we missed the bus. Man, Dre was just a good dude, man. And that was I to me that was the best person my mom ever had, and she fumbled the bag. And this is why I could say to you, women, man, you look up later in life and see where you are, man. You alone. You're not financially stable. I automatically look at you like you fumbled the bag because every woman has had a good guy come through their lives, man. If you fumbled the bag, that's on you. My mom had several guys that she fumbled the bag on because she has mental issues. She ran off every good guy and ran behind the dirt bags like Fat Cliff. But I can remember we had the bunk beds in the room. Uh, and I mean, I used to keep my room clean. Big Dre was working at the factory, man. He was working hard. Of course, I think my mom was working for a short period of time. She had a job when she was with Big Dre, and we moved to a bigger place because that apartment was a little small. So we moved around a corner and to a duplex. I mean, and I can remember, man, that was good living, man. We wasn't in my grandmother's house anymore. Uh, I had the room upstairs. Of course, still shared. It was a two-bedroom duplex, but my mom used to be at work. Uh, Big Dre used to be at work, so I used to have to watch my sisters. And I can remember, man, we used to eat Bigfoot pizzas all the time, man. I don't Little Caesars, them Bigfoot pizzas, man. Where everybody at from that era back in the day, you used to get a Bigfoot pizza, soda. How much it used to cost back then? Man, was it $10? Man, the Bigfoot pizza was huge back then. I can remember we used to always get the Bigfoot with bacon on it. That's back when I was eating swine. I don't mess with swine now, but that's back when I was a pork eater. And life was just so good with Big Dre, man. He was a working class dude, a straight up and down dude, wasn't aggressive. He was funny dude. Man, I miss him, man. I follow him on Facebook, but I'm gonna reach out to him. I got some big coming with this too. I'm gonna reach out to him soon and to do an interview with him, man, and I'm gonna give him his flowers. And I'm gonna definitely slide him an envelope. So this means a lot to me, man. I don't think Big Dre realizes the impact that he was in my life. Big Dre also gave me my first Christmas, me and my sisters. I grew up. My mom used to always promise us a Christmas. Uh, she used to say, "Hey, I'm gonna get y'all some stuff after Christmas when things is cheaper." We never got a Christmas. You know, my grandmother, she will put together some things for us to have a Christmas, but Big Dre was who gave us my first Christmas. He bought me a red Huffy bike. Yeah, man. This is deep, man. Big Dre gave me a Christmas, man. My first Christmas. Uh, yeah, gave me and my sisters a Christmas. And when my mom dated Big Dre, this was the first and last Christmas that we had. Of course, I had other people in my family, like my grandmother and my aunt Madeline and my aunt Eva, who held me down and looked out for me. But you know, they had their own families too. They did what they could. I mean, they bought me things, bought me shoes. On my aunt Eva held me down. My aunt Madeline held me down. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Big Dre gave me a Christmas, man, and it was good living when it was with Dre. And of course, my mom used to always curse him out. Sometime they'll break up for a short period of time. And Big Dre, I guess, be back in Petersburg at his mom's house. And then my mom would have other dudes in the house, man. This is what I saw at a young age. And I'm looking like, Mom, I didn't say this because you know that you don't say that to mom. You know, when you're a kid, I'm like, why you got another dude in here, man? What and Big Dre here, you know? And I used to ask, I said, where Andre at? You know? But then he'll end up coming back, you know. But she will have other dudes in between them going through their stuff in there, man. A couple of dudes running in and out of there, man. And that was crazy. This is what I saw as a kid. Uh, but shout out to my Dukes, man. I ain't crapping on you. This is just, you know. But I had the best times as a kid with Big Dre, man. And I remember things that kind of came to an end when we moved to Shore Street. I think Ma and Big Dre broke up, and summer '93 when I came back from Maryland with my aunt Madeline. Uh, that's when I seen Fat Cliff, and I heard Fat Cliff, and the way it ended, man. Deuce did Big Dre dirty. He left a bunch of stuff in the house. He didn't get his stuff back, and she ended up with Fat Cliff. And Drake showed up to the house one time saying he wanted to see us, and 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 this is what Big Dre told me back when I was a kid, and he saw me later hanging up at Virginia Avenue. Said Fat Cliff pulled a 25 out on him on Shore Street. So and it's crazy that when we lived on Shore Street, Big Dre lived a block away on Virginia Avenue, like 2 blocks away. where I used to, you know, be at Big Royal house. Big Royal lived next to um Big Dre. Shout out to Big Royal, man. It used to be, oh yeah, we had a little crew, man. The Virginia Avenue crew. Big Royal, Curtis, me, uh Ice. See, the Big Lip Twins used to come through sometime, but they were older than us. See, we were a little young kids. But Fat Law, QD, we used to be in the back of Royal House playing basketball because Royal had a basketball court in his backyard. We used to be playing 21 tip out and stuff, man. Those were the tip out days. Uh Big Dre, younger brother Keith used to be over there with us sometimes because he was our age. Um, yeah, that was our little crew back then. Hank used to be around sometime. But Hank was, he was a rugrat doing his own thing then, but he used to be with us sometime. Hank was all over the heights. Matter of fact, he wasn't just up Virginia Avenue. But yeah, we used to be in the back playing tip out. Uh, that was our little crew. I remember Ice had this Tiger Stripe pit named Damien, man, this big ass pit. But yeah, man, Virginia Avenue back then, early '90s, remind you of of the movie Friday, man. It was fun, man. I had fun up Virginia Avenue. You didn't see too much drug dealing. Only drug dealing you saw on Virginia Avenue, the area that we was at, was Rodney Roney's house around the corner, and of course Spurs was always jumping. That was the spot. But Big Dre, man, I'm giving Big Dre his flowers. Shout out to Big Dre, and I'm gonna do something big. I have some things coming to take my channel to the next page, but sometimes you have to sit back and gather yourself. But trust me, y'all, I got some fly stuff coming. Um, like I said, I don't want to do too much talking, so sometimes you can talk too much, man, and mess things up for yourself. So I'm keeping quiet on important things. My listeners, my loyal viewers, just trust me, it's coming. But shout out to Big Dre, man, and I definitely have to link up with Big Dre. I will link up with Big Dre because we follow each other on Facebook. I'm in contact with Big Dre. This is how I got the thumbnail. I'm on Facebook with him, and I'm gonna show up, do an interview with Big Dre, man, and I'm gonna slide Big Dre an envelope, man, and let him know the impact that he had on my life, the positive impact, man. Good dude, man, real good dude. And Mon Dude's definitely fumbled the bag on that. And Big Dre, of course, he's like in his mid 50s now, still looking good, healthy, and yeah, man. Shout out to Big Dre, bro. Let me see what's going on in the comments, man. What up? What up, Dave? David, what up, bro? What up? And I appreciate everyone who's been sticking with me uh, while I've been on my little bit of a hiatus. Got some personal things going on that I choose not to discuss, but I will discuss it at a later time. I'm gonna give y'all, the exclusive, but I'm gonna talk after I cross the finish line. You don't want to talk too much when you don't need to. You don't have you talk when you cross the finish line when it's nothing nobody can do to you, and you're already enjoying the fruits of your labor, and your life is you just take your life to another level. And see, this is what I'm in the second quarter of my life, man. I've grown, I'm matured, man. I'm laid back, man, enjoying life, man. This is what it's about. Uh, Blessings come. People try to do you dirty throughout your life, man. But as long as you stay on your track and do what you're supposed to do, man, your blessing is gonna come. So I've been blessed in life, and I'm not gonna talk too much and let anyone try to soil my blessing. So like I said, we're gonna be on another level. when I resurface fully. So shout out to everyone who's been sticking by, waiting on the stories. Shout out Big Homie for shaking me, black man. Get up, man. We need some stories. I got you. But without talking too much, I'm gonna throw y'all something. And I was just thinking about Big Dre, man. He popped up in my mind yesterday. I was talking about a lot of street stuff, but I have some good stories about some good times in my life too, man. And I'm gonna start throwing some of those out there. I don't want to talk about the bad too much. I'm gonna start bringing out some good stories. And Big Dre was a great story in my life, man. A great chapter in my life. And that brother deserves his flowers and deserves some blessings, man. And Poppy Chulo the Explorer, and y'all stick with me, man. I'm gonna be back soon, and it's gonna be some fly shit, man. Trust me. I'm out.